Welcome everybody in the Off the Ball Network fandom and beyond to a special holiday edition of the Bunts and Bruises podcast. I believe the first holiday edition of the show ever, ironically enough. It is going to be a fun-filled episode today, somber in some respects of it, if you ask my co-hosts here, Bars. But as always, it is your two guys bringing it to you for the last time, at least for one of us. Iceman Jurg here, and of course, as always, joining me, the Don, the myth, the legend, and as we already knew this, but we rediscovered last week, an amazing host in his own right, James Barcia. James, how we doing, brother?
I'm trying to fight the tears right now. We are not doing okay. As good as I look, we are not doing okay at all. But excited, man. We got a different episode than usual. We got some bruises we're gonna talk about, but we're essentially just gonna have a lazy river episode, see where it takes us. Just it's your last day. We'll take it easy on you.
I love a lazy river episode. The lazy river is my favorite absolute thing in the world. So you're speaking my language right here, Bars. Like we talked about, this is a little bit of a Thanksgiving theme here, and I think the first two topics that we're going to really go over. It can't be anything related with Thanksgiving without talking about food. And we are two food connoisseurs, aka we just like eating. So we will be talking about some of our favorites about Thanksgiving dinner, and then of course with Thanksgiving dinner comes Thanksgiving football, and we're going to talk about some of these football games that are going on this upcoming, Thursday, aka tomorrow, because we record this on a Wednesday night, of course. And we're going to see what analysis / any interest there is in these games. Spoiler alert, I don't know about the interest, but we'll see. And then what we're going to end things off with, I guess for me, final edition of Getting to Know You here on B&B. Now, not really the final edition. I'm sure James will continue the legacy on this point forward, but it is the long-awaited, especially long-anticipated for the two of us, James versus Jurg in Getting to Know You. Who knows their co-host better? Spoiler, it's probably going to be James answering my questions a lot better than I'll answer his. But that is for later in the episode. Bars, let's start the path in this river. Let's see where this flow takes us. What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about the food or you want to talk about the football?
Let's talk about the football because you want to end it on a good note, and the food's always my favorite part of my favorite holiday. And we got a lot to be thankful for. I don't know if we're gonna be thankful about these games we're gonna be seeing tomorrow night though, because there's some decent games, but is there anything really grabbing your eyes? The night game's the best game, but other than that, just for the fans who don't know the games tomorrow, we got the. Let me just double check. We got the Bears against the Detroit Lions. We have the Las Vegas Raiders against the Dallas Cowboys, and the Saints against the Buffalo Bills. Night game's obviously the best game. I think, surprisingly, though, I think that Raiders-Cowboys game is going to be a nice little shocker to some people because, Dallas has been a little up and down lately. And the Raiders, they've been up and down lately too, but I think they're a better team than people think they are. As I mentioned previously, just due to all the stuff they've dealt with. And Derek Carr is one of the most underrated players in the NFL. So I think that's going to be a little interesting game to keep an eye on.
I don't blame you. I think the Raiders have proven this season they're an enigma, to say the least. They start off the season hot, really cooled down ever since, of course, dealing with everything. But they've had some games here and there where it makes you think that they could potentially bounce back. Although I will say, at least for me, that Bengals game kind of summarized my thoughts about this team. Like, going into a game like that, you get a must-win and they get blown out. I think that just about summarizes it. But for how the Raiders have gone this season and all their ups and downs, maybe this could be an up, and them going up against the Dallas Cowboys. I think Derek Carr and Dak Prescott, those are two guys. Derek Carr, I think, can sling it, against Dak. I think Derek Carr, we've seen him have the talent this season, and I don't think that's ever been a question. It's just always the Raiders themselves have been a question around him, aside from that 1 year. It was the second or third season where they made the playoffs, but he didn't get to play because of injury. Like, dude helped get the team to the playoffs, but didn't even get to enjoy reap the benefits of that. So I think that is definitely something to keep track of. But I will be interested, at least for myself, the Bills-Saints game, even though all the food will be eaten by then, the digestion process will begin and all that. I think Bills-Saints is interesting because I think for the Bills, it's really a must-win at this point. We talked about it earlier this week on the Off the Ball Network on Overreaction Monday, and how the Buffalo Bills are just not looking great right now. The Patriots have leapfrogged them, and really, if you're Buffalo, you need to start winning these games. You need to be a lot more convincing, and the Saints game is the start of it. Let's be real here. Josh Allen is the best offensive player on that field in that next game. Let's call it like it is. If you want to argue maybe Alvin Kamara, I'm personally like it's quarterback versus running back.
He's not even in. He's out. He's injured. They
Oh,
already
excuse me.
declared he's out. It's going to be Mark Ingram, and he's even questionable.
Oh, so yeah, Josh Allen is by far the best offensive player on the field. So it's like you don't have a choice here for your Buffalo. You got to win this game. I would prefer a blowout as well because I think it should be a blowout because
you don't want a blowout. It's the last game of the night.
No, I'm saying for the Bills' perspective, for their season, it needs to be a blowout.
Yeah, you want
this Saints team is not good. That at most they should score 10 to 17 points. The Bills need to put up at least four scores in this one. No excuses, no wasted opportunities here. The Pats are above you. You were supposed to run this division for a decade now. And already we're about season and a half later, a little over a season and a half later since Brady left, and we're back to New England being first in the division. Who would have called it? Who would have called it? So I think it's a must-win for Buffalo. I just think that urgency from a team like the Bills is going to be something that I'm going to be keeping an eye on in this one. But we can both agree, James, the Pepto-Bismol game is the Lions and Bears matchup.
The Pepto-Bismol game. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before. I think, honestly, I'm a little. I know I said all the games are bad, and this is probably just me being crazy. I am slightly excited about this game because when you got two teams that are just so bad, sometimes you get good football. Sometimes, most of the time, you get terrible football. But let's keep a glass half full because our plates are going to be full anyway at this point. So what I'm hoping to see is just a competitive game. It doesn't have to be pretty at all. I just want to see some plays, want to see some offense. And hopefully, I'm thinking you're going to have Detroit get their first W. And by the end of this week, you're going to see, if not even this week, before you even have your pumpkin pie tomorrow night, you're going to see Matt Nagy get fired from the Chicago Bears, which should have been done years ago. God knows how the guy's still hanging around. He has close connections or blackmail on ownership. Regardless, though, it would be early Christmas for Chicago if they could get that happening. But if they end up winning, that's what the guys still going to end up saying.
So, I mean, what a Thanksgiving it would be for the Chicago Bears fans. You're able to sit down, have nice dinner with the family, and then wham! One of the most inept head coaches in the game gets fired. Now, I will say this about Matt Nagy. There's only one thing about the whole fire Matt Nagy thing that I'm not a fan of. Now, I am not going to defend him in any way. I will never defend him for what his tenure as a head coach has been. But, and I think I sent you the clip, James. Pretty sure I did. At Matt Nagy's son's high school game, people were seriously chanting, "Fire Nagy." Come on, Bears fans. Or even NFL fans that are just, sadistic and want to chant that. Come on, man. That's his son. Don't do that to the kid. The kid ain't done nothing to deserve that. Like he's just trying to play football, live life, and all that. So I will say with that aspect, not really can't get behind that. I really even for me who loves being an agent of chaos when it comes to sports, I just can't get behind that. But I will say this: I am very much so a proponent of if the Bears lose this game, just chuck the dude out at this point because the Lions have guaranteed themselves that they're not going to have a completely, lost season because they have a tie. But if you give them a win, and it might be their only win on the year, my God, there's some real inept football this week. You got Bears, Lions. You got later in the week, we're going to have a Jaguars. No, it's Jets, Texans, I think is the matchup this week. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just a lot of inept football going to be played this week, and Bears Lions is just the start of it. And like you said, James, I mean, I see that you too are a fellow masochist when it comes to some of these sports games because Bears Lions and looking forward to it. That's a special kind of torture that you want to put yourself in there. But hey, I mean, Thanksgiving football. What else is there to watch? In our perspective, not really much. So I'm all for it. I hope for myself in each game, I hope to see Justin Fields ball out. I would love it if he could show up big time to let some people realize hey, this kid has talent. It's just this garbage coaching staff that's holding him back. There's that. I think in the second game, I want to see a shootout personally. I want to see Dak and Derek Carr go at each other, pass for pass, possession for possession. I think it would be great if those teams go at it. And Vegas and Dallas as well. The NFL would love if any matchup is close, that one. Just those two markets, those two fan bases in Jerry World going at it, throw for throw, that would be great. And I think for the last game, like I said, for myself personally, I want to see the Bills reassert themselves because if they lose and fall to 6-5, oh, there's going to be so much pressure on that team. Not even funny. So yeah, that's what I just personally want to see out of this upcoming Thursday night for Thanksgiving football. And hey, we'll see if our predictions come to pass. James, anything else you want to see from these games?
If the Bills lose, you gotta wonder if what is Josh Allen in that upper tier to call him elite, or is he just in the beginning of that second tier quarterback? That's really what you gotta wonder here, because it's did he have that MVP a year and finally teams discovered him after? That's just something to keep an eye out, because if, like you said, they don't ball out and end up winning this game, because there's no reason that Josh Allen should not be the Trevor Simeon led New Orleans Saints. So it's you gotta wonder. Something to keep your eye open.
You really do, and I think to your point, when it comes to that game, I think the whole Josh Allen thing is fascinating to me, because I was getting annoyed last season that, like, yes, Josh Allen had the MVP caliber season, and yes, he was absolutely outstanding, but everyone immediately wanted to put him in top 5, and I love the idea of everyone always wanted to put everyone into these like high standards after just one season, right? That was Josh Allen's lone season of being really, really great, right? Can't take that away from him. And a lot of people have harped on Lamar Jackson. A lot of people have gotten on the Chiefs case this season and Patrick Mahomes. Where are all the questions about Josh Allen? Honestly, where are all the questions? I know Mo's been questioning Josh Allen. Shout out to Mo. I know Mo's not scared to question Josh Allen, some of these guys. But where's just the general consensus questioning in the media of why are the Bills struggling this much? I feel like a lot of other teams and a lot of other guys would be criticized more. I know if the Packers were struggling like this, we would be crucifying Aaron Rodgers to left and right and all that. We would be punishing that man. We would force him to want to go to a Thanksgiving meal with his family. We know to him personally, that's rough times. But when it comes to Josh Allen, he's kind of like, he skated by it to me. Like, some people are saying he struggled. Yeah, they've pointed out the Bills are struggling, but no one's necessarily like holding Josh Allen's feet to the fire like a lot of these other quarterbacks would be.
And you know what? It might be because it's a small market team. That's why. But at the same time, you're right. There's nothing that shouldn't be. He was looking like the second coming of Brett Favre last year. It was the things that people were handing him the title of. And he's still, albeit he's not looking terrible this year. He's still looking good. Still looking like a top 10 quarterback, yes. But at some point, if you want to be in that upper echelon of quarterback like people were regarding him to last year, you need to be able to win some of these games that they've just been handing off. And quite frankly, he's the NFL is a what have you done for me lately league. And yes, he had a great year last year and he's doing decent this year. But if he doesn't end up getting those W's, then what does it matter what he did last year in this MVP year? And that's easily how he's going to end up in that second tier of elite. But speaking, go ahead.
Well, my bad. I just want to say about Josh Allen. For me, it's not even so much the wins; it's the stats. Like, some of these games, he's just been downright dreadful. Like, I always point to the Dolphins game. They didn't score their first touchdown till late in the third quarter. The Jaguars game was a complete aberration at this point, you got to believe. And my thing is, in a lot of these games, Josh Allen struggles. I understand the Bills aren't perfect because we've pointed out on the network a couple times. Like, that team offensively, they need to really look at themselves in the mirror this offseason because they are far, far, far from being good. The running back core needs to be fixed. I think receivers, aside from Stephon Diggs, I personally think you need to take another look at it because you need to add more weapons there. But just the stats, like an MVP quarterback, man, like he'll put up the 300-plus yards and 3+ touchdowns and could lose the game. Aaron Rodgers, essentially think of what Aaron Rodgers just did against the Minnesota Vikings. Ended up tying the game for the team, but the defense let him down. If Josh Allen was losing these games, but he put up the 300-plus yards and 3 touchdowns and like 1 or 2 picks, I wouldn't be mad. I'm like, hey, you know what? At least you gave him the chance to win, but he's not doing that, and that's just my personal thing. He's not performing to that level. Like, I'll keep him in my top 10. Like, I won't argue his talent. I like, you can't, I don't think, but at the same time, we need to start to see, something from this, especially, man, because the Patriots, like, the Patriots should not be in the lead of this division. This wasn't supposed to happen yet. And I'm not a Patriots hater. I'm just, like, pointing out the fact. Like, no one had any team in the AFC East, aside from the Buffalo Bills, leading that division at any real point, like, following week 5, 6, when, like, record really starts to matter there.
And you're 100% right. I'm looking at these stats, and honestly, there's not, besides one, maybe two games, there's not really a game you look at and go, like, that was a Josh Allen type game where he just dominated like he did last year. And it's, you gotta wonder if it's literally, if he can't turn it on, you really just gotta wonder if that was a one time thing that you saw last year. Because as I said, maybe it's just defensive coordinators figured him out. Whatever Brian Dable and him had, they figured out how to contain it, and so they figure out how to change it up again or throw a little something special into it. We're gonna keep getting these decent games, and he's gonna be just a good quarterback, not an all time great quarterback.
Fair point, absolutely. But James, like you said, we've gotten past some of the diatribe here, some of the opinions that we have, a little bit negative in certain aspects. But then again, when we're going into Thanksgiving football night, where all 6 teams lost the previous week, funny enough, don't know when the last time that happened in NFL history is, but I would actually be curious to see, when the last time it was. But let's talk about something else that we both know a little bit about, James. Let's talk about food.
Oh, Jared, I am so excited for tomorrow. This is literally the one day a year I wait for because when I was a kid, it was Christmas. It was always Christmas. But as you get older and you're no longer getting the big gifts and you have to spend a little more moolah, now it's nothing like just spending a day eating, doing nothing, and watching football all day. It's literally the perfect combo. So what better day? And I figure what better thing to do than to talk about the food right before, and let's just talk about our top 4. And as you know, Jared, you always love going out to celebrate with a good meal. So I want personally, before we even start, I want you to mentally just get ready, visualize the food right in front of you.
Theater of the mind.
That's it. And I just to clear it up, I don't want to hear gravy as a food. If you're mentioning gravy, it has to be combined with mashed
I
potatoes
know.
or something. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure. All right, go ahead, Jared. What's your? We're gonna start from the bottom, go up. What's your number 4 favorite Thanksgiving food of all time?
Number 4, man. It's tough. I got to go with, personally, for me, I think if it's done right, I think if the texture is good, for me, and this is just my weird taste, I like good cornbread. I really like good cornbread, man. I've had good cornbread. I've had bad cornbread. Let me just say, and trust me, I think cornbread's one of those things you can tell the difference between if it's good or not, James. I think the texture of it, I think like how easy it is, for you to take. I think if you don't need to drink immediately following the cornbread, I think it's damn good cornbread. At least in my opinion. Now, it's not too dry. Like there's some flavor to it, some texture. I like good cornbread. Cornbread's my number 4. Cornbread would be like if I had to visualize my plate, like if it's a circular plate, like cornbread would be like a little bit to the top right or so. Like it's easily within distance because my hands are going all around the plate anyway. Like cornbread would be one of those things that you grab right off the bat.
Of course, cornbread. Oh, a good cornbread. Let me tell you, I'm with you on that, jerk. I can't have a corner piece either, though. That's too much of the crust. I need a
That's
nice
fair.
little edge piece, like you said. I like mine's a little more, you know, on the not dry side, and just dip it in the gravy and just cranberry sauce and everything. Oof, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. That's a great number 4. It's not as good as my number 4, though, jerk. My number 4 is pumpkin pie with Cool Whip.
Whew.
And I said Cool Whip. That's right.
Whip.
But there's nothing like that, man. You had your second, third plate already. You're stuffed, and you're like, God, can I eat more? I really can't. Then they break out the Cool Whip. Then they break out the pie. You're just looking at it. You're like, you know what? I can't eat more. And it's just how it's just so simple. I don't know what it is. It might be a texture thing. It might be just the creaminess and like the plain of the pumpkin pie. Nothing special about pumpkin pie. Let's be honest. And you don't eat pumpkin pie any other time besides either Thanksgiving or just like some random October, November night where like your mom bought it because it was on sale for ShopRite. Like really, that's it. And it's always that Cool Whip is there because if you don't got the Cool Whip, that's it. What's the point of even having the pie? So just it's the perfect combo. It's almost like a Reese's cup, but Thanksgiving version. It's like the chocolate and the peanut butter, the Cool Whip, and the pumpkin pie. It's just oof. It's perfect, especially with the if you had the graham cracker crust too, the right crust. Oh, forget it.
Not bad, not bad. Hey, that's that's a really strong number 4
Strong
right
number
there.
four. That's my anchor.
That's I like it. I like it. So I'm gonna take a page out of your book with one of the words you said when you talked about that simplicity. I'm going to go with my 5-tool player. I'm going to go with my all-around player. If this was a fantasy basketball thing, this is my all-around piece. This is getting me points, rebounds, and assists right here. Just simple cranberry sauce, man. Cranberry sauce is that all-around tool right there. You can trust it. You can put it anywhere in the lineup, and it'll perform for you. Like you said, you could put a little dash a little bit on it on cornbread, dash a little bit on it, have it on the side. Like I don't need to go into too much detail because I think it speaks for itself. I think the resume. We're talking about resumes here. Cranberry sauce and the resume that it brings to the table, James. It speaks for itself. It's a first ballot, bona fide Hall of Fame Thanksgiving essential.
I can't disagree with that. Let me tell you, it's the glue guy essentially, because the cranberry sauce for those leftover Thanksgiving, the next Friday, the Thanksgiving leftover sandwich, the cranberry on each side of bread with some mayo. Forget jerk. Jerk, let me tell you, I am so excited for tomorrow. Did I mention how excited I am for tomorrow?
You have work, so you have work off tomorrow too. I think that's part of the reason.
That's 100% the reason. I get to do nothing but eat and watch football. It's the greatest day. What else can you be thankful for besides the fact that you got football, an off day, and you're eating?
Hold on, James. Hold on.
Wait, whoa. We're talking about a number 3, and a strong number 3 in cranberry sauce. So we're gonna have to bring up an even stronger number 3. Jerg, it's your last episode. I gotta work on the intros. I gotta continue the legacy. But a man who's even stronger and even better than cranberry sauce, the one, the only, Mr. Stephen Gillespie.
In and out, man. In and out. What's up, fellas?
How you doing, brother? How you doing? So I want to ask, what do you think so far about Jerg's number 4 and 3 picks for best top 4 Thanksgiving foods?
To be completely honest, I'm a terrible person. I haven't been listening. I just got done getting my kids down.
That's fair.
And I saw that there was a notification saying that this was Jerg's last episode, so I had to stop everything I was doing and come jump on. So if y'all could indulge me and catch me back up to speed, I would love to give my take.
We got you, Steven. So we're going through our top 4 from 4 to 1. So far, I've shared number 4 and 3. At number 4, I got cornbread. I think really good cornbread it's amazing, Steven. It's one of the things you put on the plate to go with everything else. And my number 3, my glue guy, my all around weapon, my 5-tool player, just cranberry sauce. You can put it with anything. You put it on anything, put it on the side, and especially with the Thanksgiving leftovers. Oh my God, it's beautiful. And so far, James, his number 4 was some good old pumpkin pie with cool, as he says, I gotta say it properly, whip on it.
Cool whip.
Okay.
And my number 3, as you just came in, no, it's not you. It was a strong one, but no, it's not.
I mean, as long as I'm an honorable mention, I'll take it, man.
My number 3 is good old-fashioned baked mac and cheese. Listen, everyone loves mac and cheese. It could be a number 1 in some people's list. Yes.
Hey, man, I could eat mac and cheese as a meal. I'm just saying.
I can too, exactly. But you know what? It's my number 1's my number 1's my number 1. But regardless, good old mac and cheese. Everyone knows how it is. The nice crust on the top. It's its own meal. It's a side. It's just throw some bacon on it. Throw a little, maybe even throw a dash of that cranberry sauce.
You might be cheating a little bit by putting bacon in it just to make your number 3 a little bit better. You adding bacon to something. That's the X factor there.
You could throw bacon on to cornbread too. There you go.
There you go.
Throw
Cornbread,
bacon wherever you want to do.
A bacon sandwich with cornbread as the bread.
There you go.
Hey,
with a little cranberry sauce. There you go. Look at this.
We're just inventing things on this show. Look at that. Revolutionizing.
There we go. We're changing the Thanksgiving game. Between the two lists so far, I got to lean a little bit more towards Bar's side. I'm not the biggest cranberry fan, right? So a little bit of bias on my part creeping in. So, but, respect to the cranberry game. I like the band a little bit. The Cranberries were okay, as a musical group, but as a food, I'm not as big as a fan. But a much respect to the list. Could I give y'all
of course.
I'm off the cuff here. I didn't prepare this. This is just kind of spitfire here. My number 4 has got to be stuffing. A good stuffing is right up there. And I think really the key to anyone's list, the way that you see biases come in, is where they grew up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I could tell a little bit about where people are from based off of their Thanksgiving list, and me having stuffing. There's no G at the end. It's stuffing. You know, being a good old Southern gentleman. Stuffing has to find its way up in my list. So I'm gonna start with them at number 4. Number 3. Again, Southern roots shown a little bit. Mashed potatoes. You got to have the mashed potatoes in there, with or without gravy. I know a lot of people are really into the gravy. I can have mashed potatoes without it, lumpy with some, some onion in there, a little bit of sour cream put in there. You know what I'm saying? Some mashed potatoes, Thanksgiving, top notch. It's number 3 for me.
The sour cream makes it good. Like sour cream on mashed potatoes.
Chive.
Steven, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
I need to know the stuffing. As you said, the stuffing. Are we talking stovetop or are we talking homemade?
I'm talking grandma's stuffing. I'm talking, it's not no box. I don't even know what's in it. I just know it's good. I don't even know where you get a stuffing tree. I don't know what animal stuffing comes from. I don't know if you have to mix things. I just know that when grandma puts it on the plate, it's gone. I love the stuffing.
There you go. It's one ingredient in stuffing, and that's stuffing.
What's in that stuffing?
I think we got to keep it going. No, Steven's on a hot streak. You give him the ball. Shoot or shoot. I want to hear
shoot or shoot. Hey, shout out to Kenneth, man, my co-host, man. Shoot or shoot, the hot hand. Let's see. Number 2. You got to have the mac and cheese. You can have it baked. And again, this homemade mac and cheese, the noodles and real cheese. I like Velveeta. I like Kraft. I'm open to almost any type of mac and cheese, but on Thanksgiving, you got to have the mac and cheese in there. It's not cheese and noodles like homeboy from the Patriots said the other day. Get out of here, that garbage. You're not on my team anymore after that take. But mac and cheese is in there. And then tied for me, number 1. I like both of these meats. On numerous holidays. You got to have ham and turkey. I don't want no.
Whoa. We're cheating here. You got to pick one, Steve.
I don't want. Listen.
I'll allow it.
To keep it in a food-based, protein-based conversation, I don't want no beef between the turkey and ham discussion. I want turkey and I want ham. Don't make me choose. Why would I sacrifice the opportunity to have a meal that is perfect by just choosing one? I want them both. I gotta have them both.
You know what? I can't argue with that. Amen. Never mind. I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Consensus across the board.
I have the microphone, so you listen to everything I have to say.
Jerk. Let's go. Let's round it off with your top 2. What you got, brother?
Copy. So my number 2, I admit there is a little bit of bias for me because I got a sweet tooth, fellas. I gotta have a sweet tooth. Sweets are one of the things that have pulled me across in life. They just are. They just are. They carried my childhood. I was fat. I'll admit it right now. I was pretty chubby kid. So my number 2, personally, like you said, James, it's the pumpkin pie with the Cool Whip. But at least for me, I like to go in the cabinets here and there, and if I find like any little type of sweets that I could like put on there, this is just me experimenting. If you think this is weird, I mean, I'll fully admit I'm a weird individual. I don't think that Bars has any issues with calling you weird, bro. Based on the shows that I've seen, I think that's totally within the wheelhouse. But I would go through the cabinet. If there's these any little dessert related things I could put on the pumpkin pie just to add more to it, just like pumpkin pie, Cool Whip, maybe put some sprinkles on it. At least for me,
gummy bears on that thing.
Rarely any gummy bears, so I can't.
Okay, you said any. I'm just saying.
No, you're right. I'm not denying it. I'm just saying personally, I haven't experimented with that. Gonna keep that in the lockbox.
Would you do it?
I'd consider it.
Let the fans know. Are you gonna put gummy bears on pumpkin pie?
I don't think it's in the house.
We're gonna need video proof of this.
But I got the sweet tooth, so I gotta roll pumpkin pie with the Cool Whip, and at least for myself, a little dash of anything else, maybe chocolate chips on the side, just like that. Have a little chocolate pumpkin pie. I'm fat, man. I enjoy it. So that's my number 2, and my number 1. You guys have already said my number 1 as being your guys' top 4. It's good old mac and cheese, man. I think consistency, the consistency of mac and cheese. I think it's special. I think mac and cheese, I think you could argue, has a LeBron type resume where it's done it for so long, you kind of underrate what its impact is. But mac and cheese is just there, and you can have it. you can eat it at any point in the meal. You could start off your meal with it. You could have it in the middle of your meal on the side when you're really diving into your proteins, and then you could have it at the end too. It's just kind of like that cool down for you, like mac and cheese. There's just something with it that I personally love, and you guys said it. Like, yeah, the brands are great. I'm not gonna lie, they're great mac and cheese brands, but if it can be homemade, it just makes it even more special. I feel, at least for me, the things that you can home make, like it's really good. Like stuffing, mac and cheese, all that. When you can add your homemade little home recipe, family recipe, man, it makes it even better. So mac and cheese, my numero uno.
Respect, man.
But that's exactly what I said when I made it my number 3. I said, personally, it's not for my number 1, but it could be someone's number 1. And lo and behold, here we go, my co-host. Is it with or without the bacon?
Either or. I mean, like Steven said, you X Factor, you want to put like bacon bits in there. Let's go. Let's run this up all the way to number 1, boys. Like, let's do it.
All right, so just to go through my number 1 and 2. So see, my number 2 was, but I gotta change it now because me and Steven's list is too similar. Mine was mashed potatoes and gravy because nothing beats that staple. But I'm gonna switch it up a bit. Gonna call an audible. This one's a little different. Some people this is gonna be a highly disagreeable pick, but personally, it's all bias. It's opinion. It's my personal favorite, and I'm gonna go with green bean casserole.
I had a feeling.
I don't eat it any other time besides Thanksgiving, and you get a good homemade one. I'm not talking about green beans either, where it's straight out the can. No. I'm talking about fresh green beans, homemade. My mom makes it with the only thing coming out of the can is that Campbell mushroom sauce, soup, whatever you want to call it, with those crispy French onions on top. Oof. That with the mashed potatoes put together, forget it. Make you lose your mind. But my number one, and I'm shocked that you guys didn't say this one, is good old-fashioned candy yams. It's a side, it's dessert, it's what is it? Who knows? But you get the best of both worlds. That's why it was either mashed potatoes or candy yams, and you put marshmallow. You're talking about gummy bears on top of your stuff, jerk. Marshmallows on top of sweet potatoes. Oh, whoever thought about it, genius. Simple as that, genius. So that's my 1 and 2: green bean casserole, candy yams, just staple Thanksgiving dishes.
I'm not mad at that. I'm really not. Like I think with lists like this, it's to each his own, and I like personally, I'm not that big of a. This is just taste, and maybe like I'll admit my
picky,
my taste texture is bad. Like I'm not a green bean casserole guy personally, but I'm not gonna fault you if you have that. If you can make it good for yourself, you add whatever like little thing on the side, like you mentioned, like soup on the side of it as well. Hey, like why not? That sounds like a hell of a combo.
The soup is part of the casserole.
You're right. I'm not gonna lie. You said green bean. I stopped paying attention for like a good 20 seconds.
I don't eat green food, man. No. So I will say, Bars, like I agree with Jerg that like you lost me at green bean casserole and the yams, but I'll give you credit because I'm like the only one in my family that doesn't eat it. Like 95% of my family eats it. So don't listen to me because I'm in the minority. I tend to agree with Jerg. It's like I'm not a big fan, but I get the appeal because, like I said, I'm the only one that in my house that doesn't have it on my plate. And then I don't get to eat at the grown-up table. I got to eat with the kids because I'm a picky eater. So, it's just the way it is in my house.
Oh, man, you're missing out, Steven. You got to try at least just one scoop of candy yams.
I mean, I've had them, I mean, I can't leave.
Doesn't do it for you?
Nah, it's just not me, dude. It's just not me. But again, I'm a picky eater. You hear what's on my plate? I'm like a 7-year-old. I got mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, and I got stuffing, and I got 2 meats. Like there's nothing grown up about that plate, man. I'm a 7-year-old.
Hey, that's.
But I'm not Jerg. I'm not putting gummy bears on my pumpkin pie.
I didn't say I would. I just want to say I am proud of the fact. That none of us had like. I know Steven had it tied as number 1, but we didn't just all go for turkey right away because it's like I feel like I know turkey's great. Obviously, it's like it's the original, but I feel like some people cop out with turkey sometimes. Like I feel like I think Steven said it best. It's like he combined his proteins because like. Ham and turkey together, like you get all the protein on your plate, like that is power right there. So I'm glad we didn't just
sweet and the tang with the pineapple and the cherry on the ham, and then you get a little bit more dry, but still, man. I'll tell you what I love about turkey. is the daggum skin. The skin on the turkey is where it's at. I can't eat a piece of turkey at Thanksgiving without it having skin on there.
What piece of the turkey you go for? What cut?
Ooh, man, the breastises are always good. I like the turkey breast, and the leg, though, that's where a lot of the meat's at. And I mean, I'll eat any part of the turkey, man. To be honest, I'm a connoisseur and a carnivore. You know what I'm saying? So I'll eat I'll eat any part of the turkey or the ham.
I feel like the drumstick is just for the looks. Like, I used to go for the drumstick, but after a while, I realized the breastises was the best part. I was like, with the skin, and then it's the juiciest part too. The drumstick sometimes it's a little tough.
It's a power play. It's like a status symbol.
That's
I'm a caveman. Like I'm all that is man. That's what the turkey leg is for.
Jared, what cut do you go for?
The whole thing. I'm a carnivore. Like if I could do it like a cartoon, just like extend my mouth like 3 times its size and like chomp half the turkey off in one bite, I would.
Pull out the bone.
Exactly. Yeah. Just like take the whole drumstick, and then just pull out the bone, like
Scooby Doo that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. we're carnivores out here, and we're technically omnivores, but we're really carnivores out here. Like, come on now.
I have tendencies. I'm more likely to eat meat than vegetables and fruit, but I will do it,
So while we got you here, you did join a little late, Steven. So let's pick your brain a little bit about tomorrow's games. What do you say?
Oh man, I am like I'm the worst guest to have on this, but hey, I'll try my best. This will be like asking your kids to pick a game. I'll pick based off the team colors and stuff, so it's all good.
Well, not necessarily pick, just like your opinions, because me and Bars kind of talked about it. It's like there's some interesting things to keep an eye out for in these games, obviously, and you're gonna watch it because it's Thanksgiving football. It's a tradition at this point. But at the same time, like this is
football. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to look at, considering that all 6 of these teams playing tomorrow lost the previous week. So it's like someone technically has to win, but Detroit's in there, so maybe that game ends in a tie.
Okay, so do y'all want to like serve up the games? Because I don't have the schedule in front of me right now.
Well, like I said before, Bars, I'm sorry, skip Bears Lions. That's a Pepto-Bismol game. Like, let's not give Steven a stomachache before it.
I can handle some, I mean,
Bears Lions.
Start them off easy, and then we get into it.
I'm gonna go Bears, man. I know the Lions have been, relative to their recent performances, have been a little bit on a streak, tying games and losing games closely. But I'm a big believer in what the Bears have been doing relative to what the Lions have been. It's really hard for the Lions right now because their offense is really nothing to write home about. At least the Bears have more big play potential. And both of these teams coming off of losses, like you guys pointed out, I'm more inclined to believe them. But I will say that the Lions coach, if the Bears had the Lions coach and Nagy was coaching the Lions, it would be a complete runaway, I think, for the Bears. But because the Lions, in my opinion, have a better coach, because Nagy really has no business coaching in the NFL right now, at least at a head coach level. As a coordinator, he's probably a fine coach. But I think the Bears, a little bit more to show from their previous few games than the Lions have. So I'm going to rock with the Bears.
So we were talking about how all the craziness was going on in Las Vegas, and how now they're playing the Cowboys for the afternoon game, and how the Cowboys they've been a little shaky lately, due to Dak missing the game and just defense not playing as strong as they were when they started the season off. So who do you got in this game, and why? What do you expect? Do you think it's going to be a shootout, or you think this is going to just be a super ugly game?
I think it's going to be a super ugly game. And to me, when you have two teams similarly shaky, you got to go with who has been the more steady. In my opinion, that's the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, top to bottom on this roster right now, they're just the more complete team. They're more capable. They have the better coach, in my opinion. They have the better quarterback. And when you have those two things working for your football team, typically good things are likely to happen. So I think this could be a week where the Cowboys really flex and say, hey, look, I'm a top 5 NFC team. I'm not going to argue the order in which the top 5 in the NFC are, because really there's a case for, all 5 of those teams. But Dallas is right there, in my opinion. And I think the wide receiver, like, they've had some injuries come up too. I think the Raiders are a good opportunity for them to have a little bit of an early challenge, perhaps, but I think closing out would be something that they're capable of with a stronger roster. So that's what I think I would rock with the Cowboys.
Not bad right there. I personally, for me at least, I hope it's a shootout just so we get some high scoring, exciting football going on Thanksgiving. And I think there's the potential at least because I think Derek Carr and Dak Prescott are two guys. I think they can work. They can make more with less. I think with their receiving cores. I think both guys have the ability like to just go off for 350 plus yards. And I think we would all be thankful. Pun very much intended. We'd all be very thankful if they could do that for us on Thanksgiving Day.
And I do think holistically that Derek Carr is highly undervalued by most fans. I think that he's a very capable quarterback, and he has had to do a lot, especially more of late. But overall, throughout his entire tenure, he's had to do a lot with, previously Oakland and now the Vegas Raiders, and really doesn't get any sort of real credit for how talented he is. I think probably not as similar as a Matt Stafford, but kind of in that same likeness, right? Where he's really bereft of a lot of talent around him offensively. Defensively, they've had some really heavy hitters, right? But offensively, they've been a little bit bereft of talent. And the only consistency that they really have is their quarterback being Carr.
And people often forget that he was in the running. Jerg, you mentioned it earlier in the episode for MVP. What was it, 2017 or something? Before he got injured, when he led them to the playoffs. And it's not even from a talent standpoint. It's from a leadership standpoint. Just this guy's been through hell and back. He's been through 3 head coaches now. All the offseason stuff that off the field stuff that's happened to the Raiders this season. That alone has been worth other franchises' drama of 5-10 years worth.
Of
Everything
course.
all in one season. So the fact that he's been able to try and hold this locker room together, it's a huge a testament to just the kind of character and good guy he is. And the last question we got for you, just to wrap up these games, is the night game. We mentioned it previously before. We personally think that Buffalo Bills should blow out New Orleans at home. So the question is, if they don't blow out Buffalo, if Buffalo doesn't blow out New Orleans, do you think Josh Allen is in elite quarterback? Does he deserve to still be in that top tier? Or should he finally start being held accountable and be considered in that second tier quarterback, if not even a little lower?
I'm all for accountability, right? I still think though he's still young. I think that because, maybe it is kind of his fault for being so good so young. But I think what we do with these quarterbacks in the NFL, right, is if they show any sort of brilliance young, look at what we're doing with Joe Burrow already. Look at what we're doing with Justin Herbert already. They're following the template that Josh Allen, laid out for them, right? So a quarterback like Allen having early success, Patrick Mahomes too, right? Look at what he's going through this season. A guy having success so early in his career, like an Allen, the hype will typically overplay his performance, right? And his play had been stellar the previous season, right? But he's still figuring things out. They added new weapons offensively. There's 0 run game for Buffalo right now, so all of the pressure is on him. And even look at what Tampa Bay did last season. Sure, Tom Brady did Tom Brady things, but they had a stable of running backs that were productive, and they had strengths that kind of complemented each other very well depending on the offensive set that they were in. Buffalo does not have that. It's all offense through Allen, whether that be passing or running. And you hate to point to a guy like a Cam Newton, but he carried a team to the Super Bowl through a similar style offense, right? Probably not as heavily run-based as what Cam Newton did, right? But still, he was the running option, and he made it to the Super Bowl, but no one really gives him credit for what he did earlier, right? So I think that Allen is talented enough to be considered a, tier 1 or 2 quarterback, and even being a second tier quarterback is still really good. I think that the hype kind of set him up to have a bad season relative to that hype. But I think that Buffalo, if they lose this game, it's kind of in keeping with what we've seen from them earlier in the season, right? It wouldn't be the first time this year that they've lost to a quote unquote bad team, but it could happen. And the thing is about this season in particular is week by week, almost every loss has been unexplainable, pretty much, right? It's every loss is just how do you lose to this team? And you can't do the whole transitive property thing in the NFL this year because I think the Tennessee Titans might win a Super Bowl. I don't know. That's kind of the way it works out. But I think even if they lose this game, I still think that Allen's a good quarterback. It's just you might have to start judging the roster, the schematics, and things like that. It wouldn't change my perception of Allen. I'll put it that way.
And that's that about wraps up all my questions. You guys?
No, not really. I just kind of agree with Steven. Like, yeah, my thing with Josh Allen, it's not necessarily like if people want to call him a top 10 quarterback now, I'm not going to disagree with that. I think with his talent, you could argue he's a top 5 just based off of like just the base talent this dude has, like the arm, the running ability, like it's there for him. I just think like, and Steven kind of said it, and he mentioned like some of the names as well. Like when Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert come in and they show brilliance from their rookie years, especially Herbert. When Josh Allen comes in and year 3, he just absolutely takes that next level. Mahomes in second year in the league, but first year starting, wins the MVP. Like that makes a standard that these upcoming quarterbacks need to hold themselves to. Like they need to show off early, but it's also the standard now that we're going to hold these current guys to now. Like, all right, Josh Allen, show us something compared to last season, especially once he gets paid. Like once you get paid, to a lot of people, like there's no time for waiting. It's like, all right, you got to do this now. I think the thing with the Bills is that if the Patriots were still struggling, if they were like 4-7 right now and the Bills still had the lead, I think there'd be some concern, but I don't think it'd be massive. But the fact that the Patriots have the lead once again in this division when the Bills were supposed to run it for a decade, I think like that's what's mounting more pressure is that you were supposed to take the lead this year. What happened? So I think that's the thing. But I think Josh Allen is personally too talented. Kind of like with you, Steven. I think Buffalo needs to take a look in the mirror offensively after the season. I think they need to fix a couple things because I know on paper it was looking good, but I think they need a little bit more depth and a little bit more talent there because I think clearly there's something not working there this season compared to last year.
I mean, Stephon Diggs still a really good receiver. I mean, even this year, last year, there was an argument that I was even a part of that I thought he was the best receiver last season. And you really didn't do it. I mean, Cole Beasley is nice. You bring in an older Emmanuel Sanders, which is okay, but there's really no true second option. There's really no, there's not a tight end complement really. I think that's really there. I mean, Knox is okay. He's not really a tight end 1 in my opinion. So you have a really good quarterback and you have one really good receiver. And that defense has been hit and miss all season long. That defense was supposed to be kind of Fort Knox for a while, especially last season. There was a big to-do about how good defensively they were going to be. I just think that, and quarterbacks get this a lot. I'm not. I don't try to make excuses for quarterbacks all the time, but sometimes you can't. You clearly see how talented he is. I'll put it this way, and everyone has seen it. But when there's not success, sometimes it's not necessarily the quarterback's fault, and that might be kind of a lazy answer. But I mean, I think that there's a little bit of truth behind that statement, at least in my opinion.
You guys mentioned a bunch of things, and also you forgot to mention they have little to no run game whatsoever at all. He gets no run support, which also could help out the defense if they did have run support.
Absolutely.
But you're right. Honestly, some people might say, you guys said, look in the mirror, it could be a coaching perspective, as you just said, because if you look, I like using my Giants as an example. I'm not going to say we're a very talented team, but we have talent on the team, which is why Jason Garrett got fired, because there is zero reason why in the 26 games under him being offensive coordinator, Giants offense has not scored 30-plus points in any game of those 26 games.
That's sad.
It is. No matter how bad the offense is, you should at least. The Jets under Mike White hit, I'm pretty sure it was like 40 points at one point. You're telling me.
Well, that's a future Hall of Famer. Calm down. That's a future Hall of Famer. That man's going to Canton.
But, so it may be a coaching thing. Maybe Brian Dable got to switch it up a little bit. He was a hot, head coach candidate, so maybe a lot of teams got a lot of tape on him watching all his moves because it is a copycat league. But other than that, that about wraps it up. Steven, if you'd like, we're going to run possibly the last ever getting to know you. You're more than welcome to stay if you don't have the time. You can leave some kind words for Mr. Jurg over here before he heads off to the big leagues.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be completely transparent, the send-off for Jurg is the number one reason why I'm here. But absolutely, I mean, I'm here in any capacity that you guys need me. more than happy to do the whole. Yeah, I have been on the getting to know you segment before, and but I haven't prepared any. But I'm sure. I mean, I think I know myself pretty well. I think I could ask some questions.
No, this is gonna be the last one. It's gonna be me and Jurg testing each other.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, we got a party now. Hang on.
Where are we going with this?
We gotta bring not he would be like number 5 of my top 5 Thanksgiving foods, but we gotta bring him in. It's your co-host. Let's bring him in here, and that's the one, the only, Mr. Kenneth.
Well, if we got co-hosts on co-hosts here, we got to do like some sort of like 2-on-2 matchup thing.
I apologize that I'm on my phone as I just got a haircut, but having seen the news that this is Jurg's last episode, I had to pop in and say a huge congratulations to him on his opportunity that he's received. It's well deserved. He truly is one of the very best. He's one of my favorite people that I had on Shooters multiple times as well, and every other show that I've done with him. He's a true professional. He's someone that is going to do a really good job over at ESPN. I don't mean to take this show on an emotional roller coaster or anything. I see Bar shedding the tear there, but I mean, he truly does deserve it. And I know that he's going to do a great job over there. And so I just wanted to pop in quickly and say that. And, it's been a pleasure having you with Off the Ball Network and everything that you've done. You truly are an asset. So I just wanted to pop in and say that.
Hey, I appreciate it. I mean, Bar sounds like I'm dying here. Like, I'm still gonna be around in the chat.
You're going to the big league.
It's different,
Going to the big leagues, man. Like, this is like the minor leaguers are just super excited for the guy that's gonna go up and do a great job up there. Like, that's
you're who Tim Tebow was supposed to be. All right,
I'll take it. Hey, I'll take it.
you're like Vlad Guerrero Jr. with the Jays a couple years ago, where like we all know the talent's there. Like, it's just it's a matter of time of when you're going to get called up. So, just wanted to pop in and say that, and I'll let you guys continue on with the show.
Hey, truthfully, Kenneth, I appreciate it. Like, the congrats from you and all the guys last week, like, it really did mean the world to me. It honestly did. And Steven, same to you. Like, getting all the congrats, like, at that moment, it really
like. I have my Kenneth moment with you.
I know, you will. But I'm just saying, like just starting from last week.
Like, me yet. I haven't made you cry yet.
It really accelerated everything for me because I'm just like, dang, like it's happening. Like, I'm moving this weekend. Like, it's just like, bro.
So I haven't seen pictures of the apartment. I'm just saying.
I got you guys this weekend. Trust me.
All right.
All right, sounds good, guys. I'll let you get back to the show, but congrats, Jurg, once again.
Thank you, Kenneth.
Bye, Kenneth.
Woo! All the words about star here.
Cutting onions. I prepared a speech. So,
I think Bars is more crying about the fact of how the editing is going to get done.
Oh God, it's been a nightmare. That's the main reason the last episode has been posted. Bear with me, fans. I'm trying. But without further ado, Steven, go ahead. Spotlight's on you, sir.
Okay. All right. So.
But wait, Bars, does he know he's just hosting you and me asking each other questions?
No, I've done this before. I'm just saying.
Oh no! I thought you had your speech. I thought you were sending.
Okay.
I thought I didn't know what I was doing. Am I doing the speech? Am I doing the getting to know you? Like,
let's do the speech. No, because getting to know you is just me and Jurg. We're asking each other questions.
Oh, okay. I got you. I'm sorry. I completely misunderstood that.
All good. We're just this is the Lazy River episode. We're just edge of our seat,
going with the flow,
seat of the pants. Gotcha. All right, so. Let me take you no, I'm just kidding. Jurg, man, it's so cool to see someone who, and I'm gonna say this part, and I truly like have the utmost respect for you, man, because like although you weren't like technically, and neither was I, but like you and I both weren't like day one dudes with Off the Ball Network, right? So both of us similarly, when we came in, we weren't like a part of the original cast. You came in a little bit later than myself, but still, we were kind of grafted into like a really cool network, right? Where dudes were getting along and everything like that. And, me coming in, I wanted to do as much work for the network as I could, and whatever resulted from that, I was more than happy with, and work my way up. And then I see Jurg come in, right? And he's in the group chat and he's dropping all this knowledge. And I was like, daggum, this dude's smart. My co-host at the time, from Breaking the Game, we were talking and I was like, hey, this Jerg dude, I want to get him on the show because he knows a lot. And it's different, right? Whenever you find someone who can talk sports more than just like this dude's good, this dude's bad, or whatever. And then you can get into like the the sets and the plays and things like that. But then you get into the financials and the contracts and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, Jerg's on our level. Like, let's get him on the show. And then the one time we had Jerg on, my co-host and myself were just like, we got to keep getting this guy on. And it got to the point to where if I didn't have anybody scheduled, I would bring Jerg in a pinch. And then it got to the point to where it's like, I just want Jerg, he's not just a pinch hitter anymore. I want him leading off, I want him on the show. And just to see the amount of growth that you've done, man, like the fact that you and Bars, both of you guys, major props to you guys for leading off with a podcast centered around, hockey and baseball, something we didn't like really have at the network at all. And then you brought like prominence in both of those sports, not just to the people who listen to your show, but even into our network. Like dudes didn't talk hockey and basically like you got like Jerg, you got guys hockey teams that were like they're adopted hockey teams. And that would have not have happened with anybody else, man. And the fact that, now we can't say, the other 4-letter network, or we can't call ourselves, your new favorite 4-letter network now because Jerg is going to go work for the dark side. It's just so cool, man. You see guys from within our network, like other dudes that like do like Chris Bolton and Walker Bay, like they do some really cool work, but they came in doing that. It's really awesome, man, to see the organic growth that you've done from really not wanting to, like, being kind of afraid to be on podcasts or whatever at times, or just the amount of work that you do for the network now than what you did coming in. That definitely, it makes a ton of sense why somebody else would see that in you and want you in. And Jerg, you're a foot in the door, dude. You did that at Off the Ball Network, so you put your foot in the door and you rose. Like, I have no doubt that at ESPN you're going to be doing the same thing. So much congratulations, much love and respect to you, man. And it's bittersweet, but it's cool, man.
I'm speechless. Honestly, I'm speechless. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. No, Steven, like I very much appreciate it. It's funny you mentioned it because at the very beginning of my time here, like after I went on Breaking the Game for the first time, like I was still asking people like, hey, is it cool? Like there's a spot for me. Now I'm just like, I'm in.
Yep.
So it just the change has been awesome. And, getting to do so many shows with you, shows with Kenneth, like just always chopping it up with you guys. And I will find a way to make time. Dang it. Like being a production assistant, anyone that knows it knows it's going to be like a lot of hours, a lot of time consuming, but at the same time, like, it's going to be a great experience. There's going to be bumps in the road, but always trying my best and just taking in all the habits that I've learned from working with Bars, from working with you, from working with all the guys, from working at my job. Like that's the big thing for me. But to hear all those words, brother, like I've always said, I've always appreciated like your high opinion of me, everyone at the network, like any opinion and critiques you guys have had for me. Like I'm always all ears, and you guys are a very special group of people I've gotten to work with, and you being one of them. I'm pretty sure Breaking the Game was the first ever show I was on the network as well. So
I'll take the credit for that. If it wasn't, I'll still take credit.
So like that, it always holds a special place on my heart. The network, you, like all you guys will always hold a special place. And as one of the growth, like big moments of growth for me over the last year, because me and Bars kind of talked about off camera, is like me finally getting accepted into the ESPN Next program. It's like Bars kind of mentioned, it's like what I did was just use this past year to like grow as much as I can. And the network, of course, was an integral part of that. And you guys playing the role you have, like, I don't think any words that I say are going to ever make it like show enough of how much I appreciate all you guys. And I will stop saying words soon because I know Bars, like, he's going to get mad at me when it comes to the editing. But in all seriousness, like, all the love and outpour from you guys, like, it straight up meant the world to me. Like, the smile on my face when I was reading everything last Wednesday, it did not go away the next day on Thursday. Like, I was just smiling the entire time because it really meant a lot to see all the congrats from you fellas. And to hear that, Steven, I'm trying to be stone-faced tonight, but god dang, man, like, you brought me close there. You and Kenneth, you're bringing me close. I want to see if Bars can take it home here.
Yeah, we got to get Mo in here. Mo get the waterworks going. But real talk, Bars, like, I know that you're going to be more than capable of carrying on a tremendous show. And I mean, out of all the credit that anybody could get for turning Jurg into a superstar and being picked up by ESPN, dude, it's all you, man. Like you have been the guiding light, the North Star here on the show, and the success rate at our network of getting guys to be super rock stars working in the sports media industry. You're leading the scoreboard right now, dude. So you're
baby.
1-for-1, man. People, anybody listening who wants to make it to the next level, you got to work with Bars here, because he's the one that is he's been the probably the most integral part for Jurg, and that's fine. I can take that. Emotionally, I'm strong enough to know that, like, I'm not the number one, but as long as I am one, I'll take that. That means a lot, though, man. And again, I'm gonna get off of here so I don't cry on camera, but love you guys, man. I know I'm not the ideal guest for a hockey and baseball show, but again, this was the Jurg send off, man. I wouldn't have missed it for anything, man. And love you guys. I'm looking forward to see the success continue for both of you guys, man. So y'all take it easy. Appreciate y'all having me on, and I'll catch up with y'all boys. I'll be in the chat.
Appreciate you.
Love you, Steven.
I love you guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, brother.
You too, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving indeed.
Oh man, whew, that guy Steven really knows how to jerk them tears, huh?
Right?
Fighting it right now. Whew.
Him and Kenneth are getting me close. Bars is getting there. But
We're all right. We're good. We're good.
the show must go on, my man. And this is the main event of the evening.
Not into this. I'm just posting it. Whatever happens, happens.
Hey, for sure.
But brother, the main event. It's a long time coming. So let's get it. We got everyone knows the rules. Getting to know you. Last one ever. I might cry right now just doing this, but it's okay. It's who knows their goal has better, me or Jurg. Jurg swears it's gonna be me. I'm in a glass case full of emotions right now, so God knows I'm probably way thrown off. But let's get to it. You got your 5 questions. Everyone knows the rules. 5 questions, 3 options. We pick it. We'll round it off at the end. Or you want to just do, since it's just us two, you want to do one by one, see who gets question 1 right, question 2 right, yada yada.
Like I go through my 5 and then you go through your 5?
No, like change.
Oh, like alternate. Yeah, let's do that. All right.
You want to start off, bud?
Absolutely. So, my first question for you, Don. These 3 recreational sports, I have not partaken in one of them. Which one have I not done? Snowboarding, go-karting, or rock climbing?
Snowboarding. What was option 2?
Go-karting.
Go-karting or rock climbing. I'm going snowboarding. I feel confident in that.
You are wrong.
Damn it. It was rock climbing?
Yes. So, me and my friends went go-karting earlier this year when we went to PA. So, there's my go-karting. And snowboarding, my senior year, the fall of senior year, I took a snowboarding and skiing class for a credit because I had to scratch and claw my way to get to 120 credits in some way, shape, or form. And it ended with a trip to a place in Vermont, Smugglers Notch snowboarding resort, something along those lines in the name. Awesome place. I freaking loved it.
I think I've been there.
I loved it. The experience was absolutely outstanding. I learned to snowboard. I got off the bunny hill and I went down the midway, which is it's like about midway through up the first mountain because there's 3 mountains and god dang, those mountains get like tall, brother. But I got off the bunny hill and that was an accomplishment for me because dang, I was busting every part of my body essentially the entire trip.
Yeah, I'm not a snowboard guy. I done it like twice, and it's literally just I go and I fall. That's it. I couldn't get off the bunny slope. All right, for my first question, I think I've mentioned this to you previously, so let's see how well you know me, bud. What was my best mile time? Was it A, 5:24? Was it B, 4:52? Or was it C, 5:42?
All right, for the record, you didn't say this to me before, so
I've said it.
Nope.
I've said it.
No. Cap. I'm going with B.
B.
Yeah.
452.
Yeah.
Damn, you're right.
Oh, let's go!
All right. Oh, for 1 right now. All right, I'll go with my second question.
But
All right. Who was my favorite Met of all time? Was it A, Mike Piazza? Was it B, Carlos Beltran? Or was it C, David Wright?
David Wright.
You're incorrect, sir.
Dang it.
B, Carlos Beltran.
Oh, I should have stuck with B. Dang it.
All right. Your turn.
All right. So as you know, James, and as I've complained to you about slightly, in all seriousness, I graduated from Queens College for my undergraduate degree. But before Queens, there were 3 universities before that. One of them I was dead set on going to before I changed my mind. So which one of these universities bars was I going to attend before I switched my mind to go to Queens College? Is it A, Seton Hall, B, Temple University, or C, St. Lawrence University?
Seton Hall.
Correct.
There you go.
I was going to go to Seton Hall, and then I saw I was going to be at least $80K in debt after 4 years. And I'm like, that's not.
You could have been here in Jersey. Beautiful, East Orange. Said no one ever. All right. What was that? That was question 3 for you, right? All right, my question 3.
No, that was question 2.
All right, go question 3.
All right. So I could ask this question in one of 2 different ways. I'll ask it in the second way because I can essentially say the other. So my high school that I went to, it had a couple foreign languages. It had 2 foreign languages. Which one of these did it not have? Spanish, Italian, or Latin?
Italian.
Incorrect.
Damn, I was pretty positive about
It
that.
did not have Latin. It did have Spanish and Italian. Now, I say this because actually in a couple NYC public schools, Latin is a foreign language you can take in a couple high schools. I learned this because one of my friends, he went to MassBeth here in NYC, and he took Latin there. So it was actually pretty wild. I personally took Spanish in my high school days. And funny enough, my sister, she went to the same high school that I graduated from, and she took Italian. So that's where it is. But hey, I don't blame you because I felt like I tried to,
I'm almost positive you told me Italian once. I think you're lying to me right now, but it's okay. We'll move on.
This guy.
All right, so we're 1 for 1 in right questions. So let's see if you got it here, kid. In Pee Wee football, which position did I play? Was it A, quarterback? Was it B, linebacker? Or was it C, offensive lineman?
Offensive lineman.
You knew I was a fat kid, didn't you?
No, no, because I remember back last draft when you were on Couch Coach's show, you love talking about the offensive lineman. I don't remember if you said specifically you played offensive lineman in Pee Wee, but I know you just had such a love for the position. I'm like, there's a connection there somewhere, and there it is. He was an offensive lineman.
I think it was just Couch Coach asked me. He reached out and asked for help and said if I could do it, to be honest. And who doesn't love a good hog molly? But either way, let's go to, hang on.
Your 4th question.
My 4th question. There you go. I just had to make sure. Right now, it's 1 question right me, 2 question rights you. You're up by 1.
Yeah.
All right. My 4th question. What athlete have I not met in real life? Is it A, Carlos Beltran? Is it B, Tom Seaver? Or is it C, Jamal Adams?
I think I'm going to get this wrong, but I'm going to go with Beltran.
You are 100% correct.
Really?
Yes, I did not meet Carlos Beltran. Would have been a dream.
Wow.
I met Tom Seaver at a charity event. It was like I was volunteering at something, and he was there.
That one I think you told me, so that one I knew it couldn't be.
Tall dude. I remember telling you the story, yes. And then Jamal Adams, I was working at a restaurant. He came and picked up food, and that's how I met Jamal Adams. And then I was just like, "Hey, how you doing? Good luck." And then my friend said I'm a Giants fan, and then I was like, "Yeah."
Friends selling you out there.
Basically, but either way, your number 4 question, sir. Damn it! Wait, I just realized
I have three right.
Yeah, Jesus, I gotta get these next 2 right. All right,
Indeed.
Let's get it. Let's buckle down.
Okay, Bars. This is gonna be a sports one. So, for myself personally, funny enough, the first ever live event of sports that I went to, I'm kind of cheating here because it counts as sports entertainment, was WWE. Me and my sister went to a lot of WWE events when I was younger, and I had a blast of a time. But if we're taking out WWE, obviously, which one of these games was the first ever sports game I attended live? Was it a St. John's versus Syracuse college basketball game, men's college basketball game? Let me clarify. St. John's versus Syracuse men's college basketball game. Was it a Penguins versus Blackhawks game at what used to be called the Consol Energy Center, and it's still the Consol Energy Center to me, dang it? Or is it C, a Knicks Heat game?
See, I want to say B because your reaction, but it just feels like it's too easy. And I want to say C.
Just to restate for the people, it is the options first ever sports game I went to. Was it A, St. John's Syracuse men's college basketball, B, Penguins Blackhawks hockey game, or C, Knicks Heat basketball game?
I'm going with C. Lock it in. I should have went with A. Damn it. I'm going with C. I'll
give you a chance. Do you want to switch?
Are you giving me the chance because I should switch, or are you giving me the chance because I got the answer right?
Who knows, brother? Who knows?
Did I not even have the answer right at all? I'm staying with it. I'm staying with my gut.
Okay, that's fair. You're wrong. The answer is A, is the St. John's versus Syracuse men's college basketball game at the Garden that me and my dad went to.
You know what? I think you're still lying to me, but it's okay.
I'm not, but all right.
We're moving on to your 5th question.
Fifth and final. Fifth and final one. So, James, apparently, and I mean, I always love these movies. So, a while back, my boy got HBO Max, and with his HBO Max, and he gave me the account, I finished up the Harry Potter movies. Started watching them when I was a kid. Didn't finish them. I vaguely remember Goblet of Fire. Well, that was the last one I watched when I was younger, but I didn't finish them. And so I took this opportunity. I rewatched the first 3 because I had to. Why not? And then finished through with the rest of them. And apparently, like October, November is peak Harry Potter season. Apparently, I think you could watch them any time of year, but to each his own. Now, James, normally we give our 2 cents about sports on this podcast, but and this is me taking a note from my favorite movie podcast, our 2 Cents podcast, that people can find. I'm going to say the question is, which of these 3 Harry Potter movies is my favorite of them? Is it A, The Goblet of Fire, B, Deathly Hallows Part 2, or C, The Half-Blood Prince?
Oh, I think you told me this before randomly. My favorite's 4. I remember telling you that.
So your favorite's The Goblet of Fire?
Mm-hmm. Damn. I'm sticking with 4. Yep, your favorite's 4 as well.
You are correct. My favorite Harry Potter movie is The Goblet of Fire. It is my favorite of the series. It is the one I've watched. It actually isn't the one I've watched the most amount of times, funny enough, because I think when I was younger, I just rewatched the first movie a bunch just because I was weird like that. I love first movies in series. I just do. But Goblet of Fire to me is like, from a movie perspective, it's like where the series of the movies really takes it to the next level and like everything goes. I'm not going to go too into it because we're not a movie podcast and you can listen to better breakdown elsewhere. But just for me, Goblet of Fire, I love it. I love the tournament. I love the emotions of the characters and how you could see they're really growing. Like, I think of all the movies, Goblet of Fire just to me is my personal favorite. And that's the answer. So Bars, boom, you got it.
It means nothing. I still lost, but whatever. Sore loser in me. Alrighty. For the last and final question of getting to know you. I don't even have a 5th question, to be honest. I'm making it right now on the spot. Don't worry. I'm looking. I'm
Edit
still
this
your
part
Harry
out.
Potter. Nope, that's fine. I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it all. Like I said, just throwing it right
Okay,
on.
okay. No, do a Harry Potter one. Let's have some fun with this.
All right. Which of these characters are my favorite in the Harry Potter series? Is
Ooh.
it A, Luna? Is it B, Neville? Or is it C, Hagrid?
Dang, I could see a reason that you would love any of them. That's an amazing question.
Came right to me.
Love it. All right, I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna say C. Let me get my order first. So C. I'm gonna lock in C as my answer. My second guess would be A, and then my last guess would be B. So my first guess is Hagrid. My second would be Luna. My third would be Neville in that order. But I'm gonna rock with C.
And you, sir, are incorrect.
I figured.
My first would be Luna.
I had a feeling, bro. I had a feeling.
I too have been rewatching the series, which is why I just made up this question right now, aside from you making the question. And it's just rewatching it. Luna's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
But
she's an amazing character.
She is hilarious. Like, she just says little comments. Like, she has one-liners that, like, unless you're paying attention to what she said, it was just like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, sure. But like, if you're really paying attention, she is hilarious. But yeah, that's my favorite character of all time. Brother, this is it.
Yes.
So you won 3-2 for the last ever getting to know you. Now it's my turn to cry. Make it short and sweet, brother. You know, we've spoken off the past week or two, so here it is. Just super happy for you, bud. You already know it. It's been a journey, as you said. Every journey starts with a first step and something. I forgot what you said the first episode, but that's exactly how our first episode started. With no intro sound or nothing, just you coming in. Nice little spiel. Every journey starts with a first step. So I want you to always listen back to those 10 seconds of you making that nice little spiel anytime you doubt your ESPN journey, brother. Because besides, you having to thank me for, launching your career in the stars, get at me, people. I got a great agent. But regardless, other than that, brother, it's just thank you because without you, I wouldn't be here with a podcast either. So, we both help each other out. We both laughed. We both, at some point hated the podcast. It's hard work, man. It really is. So the fact that, you've joined this journey with me once a week, no matter what the day was, or, we had to switch it up because I was in West Bumble, Indiana or whatever, even though I got to meet Stu, shout out Stu. Just, it's been crazy, man. Especially Carlin,
Oh my God.
Forget Carlin. But other than that, brother, I'm happy for you, man. This ain't the last time we're talking, obviously.
Oh, for sure. And like to your point, when every journey begins, it has to end, but a new one is birthed from that point. And that's what I think it is. And hey, our paths are going to cross easily because I will definitely be back whenever I can. I love this show too much, and I love talking with you and the guys too much to stay away from the network. I'm not leaving the network. Right, it's going to be harder for me to be a part of it because that's the life of a production assistant. But I'm still going to be a part of it because like OTBN has my heart. That's easily. And working with you, man, I've said it since the first show. It's been a blessing. It's been one of my best experiences, and I love working with you because we always brought the best out of each other. Because we would always talk to each other when we had bad episodes, and we were like, "Dang, gotta step up." We always told each other like, "Dang, I feel like I'm not doing enough for him. I gotta step up." And when you got that kind of chemistry, man, it's special. I have no doubt in my mind that this show will be fine with you leading it. I honestly don't have a doubt in my mind at all. I know you're going to be great on this show with whoever we bring, with whoever is brought on to be your new co-host. And I know it's going to be a banger because I've worked with you for too long to think that it won't be good. So, brother, I appreciate working with you as official co-host. Maybe we'll get to do it again on a continuous basis one day. Like I said, we don't know where this journey is going to take us. All we can do is enjoy the ride. And whenever we get our stops, enjoy it while we're there, and that's the way I see it.
Amen, brother. Amen. Door's always open for you. You don't even gotta ask. You just gotta text me. Other than that, brother, it's been a wild ride. But until next time, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to you, especially, brother. And just, keep bringing this that work ethic and that goofy smile and dumb jokes to ESPN, and you're gonna kill it, brother. All right. Other than that, guys, this is it. Give me a couple weeks to figure things out. Probably end up going solo for a bit until we find someone. And God can set the bar so high, so it's like it's gonna take a while. But regardless, Bunts and Bruises will continue at some point. But other than that, forget all that. Let's just look forward and give one more round of applause to our main, the Iceman, Mr. Jared Coney. Sir, it's been a pleasure. Everybody, peace.